tell. Easy is Finnish wall. Everybody is coming American soldiers. Yeah, Finnish wall.
And then the war, what happened
Yeah,
with the
he's coming
Americans?
soldat con jeep.
Oh.
Take me hospital.
Amerikanski soldaten? So my mother was very lucky because, okay, so what happened was, they were in Austria. And what happened was the Americans got into Austria.
Right.
Which was a good part, thank God.
Except not the Germans, not the Russians.
These people kept working. Tell you go one day American. You something.
When the Americans came, they had like, they set up these camps where they started to, you know, food, refugee camps, food, you know, got them taken care of by doctors. What happened at the time was they said, okay, what do you people want to do? Do you want to go back to your country or do you want to immigrate to another country?
You make paper for America. Tell you want to go to Canada. You tell your father, I don't want in Canada, I want in America.
But you see, okay, my father wanted to go to America. They allowed her to go to Canada, Australia, or Venezuela, but not America. What they did was my father said, okay, let's go to Venezuela, South America, because that's the closest.
Canada's close.
Well, Canada, well, they didn't know. What happened was,
I remember
my father didn't want to go to Canada. He wanted to go to America. That was his goal. But they wouldn't allow them at that time because there was too many people. There was a big waiting list. So my father said, no, I don't want to go to Canada. Apparently they didn't know their geography that well. But he figured Venezuela would be a better choice because he thought he could get to America much sooner. Yes. So they wound up going to South America, and what they did was the Americans put them on a German captured ship.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like it was like a freight ship that
what was the name, Mama?
So imya na jaka imya lotka?
Sturmitz.
That was the name of this. Sturmitz was the name of the German. This is a picture of my oldest brother from a Life magazine printed in South America. Life magazine. They took a picture of them, and that's my brother smiling. That's my brother, and that's like one of the stewards on the ship showing. And in there, it was in Spanish. It's saying, "Look at the face of this child, how happy he is to be landing in a country like Venezuela for his freedom." I mean, look at his face, look at the smiling, and you know, I believe he was about 5 years old in that picture, 4 years old. No, and then basically they wind up living in Venezuela for 15 years, and that was a life that you had to get used to. In South America, that's where your father. And Victor was born, the twin brothers were born.
The street,
a lot of disease to get water, but what happened was my father made money over there. He got a job. He disappeared from my mother, I believe, for 3 months. He went to Maracaibo, which is a very hot, one of the hottest places on earth, but a lot of oil. And my father worked in the oil fields there to save money for the airplane to fly.
Is coming with money.
And they
buy clothes.
Wound up flying on an airplane.
Right, I remember that.
That's an interesting funny story that I'll throw in. You know those little wet naps?
Yeah.
That people used to wipe hands? My poor father had no idea what they were. He thought it was a snack. So he opened up the wet nap and put it in his mouth and started chewing on it. And he was so embarrassed. He says, this is the worst tasting thing he ever tasted in his life. He thought it was a snack. He spit it out. Wound up landing in America. My godfather, Kostya, Konstantin Pavlov, picked them up. So he took them. He took them. Wait a minute. So he took them to this. I forgot what it was, but he takes them to this place. Wow, this is beautiful. Thinking that they're going to be living.
That was the offices of the building.
No. They wound up living in a basement of a church.
Right, in the Bowery. No, a month.
Within month, a basement with the rats in the church. How long did you live in the church?
1 month.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And then what happened was there was a Ukrainian man that liked to help immigrants. He owned a lot of apartment buildings in Brooklyn, and he said, listen, he gave my father a job working as a super in an apartment on Grand Street. Very nice. They rented a nice apartment. That was like living. No. Summer Kitchen. Mr. Summer Kitchen gave my father a job working as a super of the building to clean it, take care of it. They paid rent. And
Carpenter.
that's where I was
painting,
born, in Brooklyn. I was born in
everything.
Greenpoint Hospital in Brooklyn,
Right.
and that's where we lived
Yeah.
for a long time. My father died
I
there,
am super.
and my
worked
mother
a
became the
job.
super, and that's where we lived.
This grandma.
Tell, what did it feel like when you first walked off the airplane and came
Jak,
to
jak
America?
ty čustala se, jak ty přišla do Ameriky první raz?
Oh, happy.
She wanted to happy, see that, she wanted to kiss the ground.
No habe. Nothing.
They didn't care.
Yeah,
They came with $60. They
one
went into
day-
a basement that was dirty. The first thing my mother started to do was clean it up, set it
I
up,
remember
mats
that.
and everything.
Now